Spado here, the accidental gangster. Folks, as I promised you, I was going to take you on a tour of the Wilshire corridor where I once lived for 14 years. Now you can see the Wilshire corridor, all beautiful high-rise buildings. Now this building over here, Sterling Wilshire, I lived there for 14 years. I had an apartment up there on the 4th floor. I'll never forget one night. Good morning, how you doing?
How about yourself?
I'm great. You guys, I'll never forget. I'm sitting in my living room, I'm watching television. It's late at night, and I heard it sounded like a cannon went off. And went to my patio, and I look across the street. I see a torso on one side. I see a leg here, a leg there. What happened was a woman was crossing the street, and at nighttime, there's not a lot of traffic here. Now, during the week, the traffic here is bumper to bumper. The cars going east to west, okay? And it was, the guy was with an embassy from another country. I read about it the next day, and boom. All right, he fled the country, nothing ever happened. That poor woman lost her life. Another person crossing the street during the daytime lived over there in that building there, the Park Wilshire, okay? You folks remember the Chicago 7? Well, something goes way back at the Chicago 7. Hi, Diamond, how are you? Agent Orange, thank you. All right. And he was crossing the street, got hit by the car. Now, folks, right now it's pretty quiet. It's a Sunday morning, all right? Now, I got a lot of stories I'm going to tell you, okay? But just take a walk here. I want to see who's the doorman over here where I used to live. I see some of the same people are here. Okay, now see that? My last apartment, see the black awning up there? That was my last apartment I had here. I had the penthouse, okay? And it was really seriously, all right? I had a view all the way south, and then from the back of my apartment, north up into the hills. Okay, let's take a walk and see who's working here. Okay? Now, all these buildings have valets, which is a good thing and a bad thing. Okay? Because they get to know everything you're doing. You know what I mean? Let's see. Let's show you the lobby of this place. Oh, they changed it nicely. Look at folks. Take a look. Beautiful. But this is the lobby of the building I used to live. Oh, well, I should check in to see how much you're going for here. 10717 Wilshire Boulevard.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you? Who are you?
Pretty good, sir. What can I do?
How long you been here?
I've been here 34 years.
You remember me?
I'm trying to figure it.
I lived here for a long time. Spado.
Huh?
Spado.
Spado. You used to live in the 7th floor?
I had the 7th floor, the penthouse.
The penthouse. Oh,
yeah.
My God.
Remember me?
I remember the glasses and things, but I remember you.
Yeah.
Bobby and Alfred.
Yeah, where's Bobby?
Bobby passed away.
Oh my
Bobby
God.
passed, Alfred passed. And then I remember, if you remember, we used to have Casey.
Yeah.
They all passed.
Holy shit, they were young.
Yes, sir.
My
I just turned 69.
You 69?
69.
I'm 81 now.
You see?
Yeah.
It's a pleasure,
God
sir.
bless,
Yes, sir.
buddy.
Yes, sir. Now I have new faces. My guys, and this is Albert and thing. So
Hi.
they're new, they're back in the days. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Sir Rafi used to be here before. Sir
Yeah.
Rafi.
How you doing? I'm doing my YouTube channel, waiting for people to come in here.
Okay.
All right, I wanted to show people where I
Where I
used to
used to
live.
live. Oh,
Tell
all
them,
righty.
going to
Yes,
show them the
sir.
Worcester Quarter.
Yes,
I
sir.
live in Beverly Hills now.
Oh, no, you don't.
But, I worked by Sterling in Beverly Hills. And now he owns this building.
Yeah, he's still,
Sterling owns this now.
yeah. Well, he's been having it for 92. And
Yeah.
so, yeah.
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 How much are
Sterling.
they going for now, the
Well, it
apartment?
depends on the price that it goes up, but I know a couple of years ago it's starting, depends on the unit now. They're doing like a 1 bedroom instead, somewhere between 29 for 1 bedroom. A single would be like somewhere between 19.
1 bedroom, 29, I'm paying that.
Yeah. And
That's
the
for,
penthouse is for over 6,500.
you know what I was paying for the penthouse when I was there? I think maybe 1800 a month.
Yeah, that's all.
Crazy.
Yes.
Great seeing you,
pleasure,
my
sir.
friend.
pleasure.
All
Sir,
right?
thank you so much.
Okay.
Sir. It's a pleasure. See?
Take care.
82, huh?
Huh?
What, I said 82? You say 82, 81?
Here?
You.
I'm 81 now.
81.
Yeah.
So, okay.
I tell everybody I'm 111.
Hey,
Because
hey.
people keep asking me my age. So I say 111.
All right, Papa.
Don't I
Best
look
of
good?
you, okay?
Take
You're
care.
welcome. Be careful. Be careful. All righty.
How you all doing, folks? I'm Mike. Hi, Rihanna. How you doing? Okay. Danette, how you doing? Yeah, folks, this one building. Now, for 1 year, I gotta tell you this story. Okay? For 1 year, I lived in the building on the corner here. And you can see, folks, a beautiful building. A lot of actors and actresses live here. A lot of famous people. I'll tell you, the rent there is not $2,900 for a 1 bedroom. I know that sounds like a lot of money, okay? But folks, I think it's a deal. I'm gonna have to check it out. Maybe I'll move back there. Who knows? Okay. This is a new building. All right. Called the Remington. All right. See how they are? Traffic's starting to pick up. Folks, that hotel across the street, that used to be the Holiday Inn. And you can see that the first 1, 2, 3 floors there, that's the parking garage. Okay? Now, I lived in this building, and I had 2 cars. We were getting the cars out of Claremont from a car dealership where we knew the sales manager. And we were getting the cars in other people's names, okay, and financing them. I had 2 cars, one for me and one for my girl. Had a Chrysler convertible for her. I had a Cadillac Seville, I think it was. Or Eldorado, no, not the Eldorado. I had a Cadillac. Okay, and this is the building. And now inside is the doorman, okay? I come home one day, and the doorman tells me that the police detectives were down in the garage taking pictures of my parking spots. And I said, oh yeah, well, thanks for the information. I went, I got my girlfriend, moved the cars. So we moved them. I parked across the street on the top. My girlfriend's on the top floor. I was on the first. Now, I live close to the top there. I could see right down. One thing, if you notice, I always have apartments that I could see the streets. I always want to know what's going on in my surroundings. No, Muffler, I wasn't born in 1903. I just say that, okay? I was born in 1944, my friend. Anyways, here it again. I'm sitting in my apartment and I hear car alarms go off. I look out the balcony and I could see over there in the parking garage, okay? I could see cops all around my car. I said, I gotta get the car out of there. So I walk across the street with my girlfriend. I tell her to go up. Her car was on a higher floor. They didn't see her car. So I go up. My car is gone. I said, what the fuck? I said, they took my fucking car away. Okay? And so I go to the front desk and I says, I said, I came in here to go in the lounge and have a cocktail. I said, I go, my car is, oh, sir, police towed that car away. Oh, okay. So now, tell my girlfriend, hey, we get out of here. I know we got to get out because I know they're going to come after me, right? So we get to my girl's car. It's traffic hour, folks. Traffic hour, bumper to bumper traffic like you can't believe. Okay, traffic going from the east to the west. So we go up, we get in her car, and they had people, cops were in their private cars. When we pulled out, the cops pulled out after us. All right? Now, I get over there to the driveway. Bumper to bumper traffic. Very hard to make an exit from there. And I know I got 2 cops in a car behind me. I know they're cops. I got to lose them. And boom, I saw a little opening. Zoom, I swarmed out of there. All right, went up to Manning. I made a right. I made a left. I zigzagged all the way to the shopping center over on Pico Boulevard. Went in the park, parked in the park, stayed there a while. After I knew the heat was gone, okay, I ended up going to, what's the name of the hotel on Ventura Boulevard in the Valley. Now I know I got to get rid of this car. So I'm at the hotel. They had an Enterprise, a rent-a-car. I called a couple of my guys. They come over. I said, got to take this car. I told them a certain area. I said, leave the keys in it. It was nice. It was a white Chrysler convertible. Nice car. And folks, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. So they take the car, boom, now I got a rental car, I'm legal, I come home, nothing happens. Now, I want to get another car. So I get my nephew, his name was Mel Russo. I had him call my friend at the dealership, and he gets approved. I said, we'll be down there to pick a car up, okay? We're going to be used cars. And you can see folks, some buildings higher than others, okay? Beautiful buildings, folks. Beautiful buildings. This is really a gorgeous area. And I'm going to show you something you're not going to believe that is here. So bear with me. You're taking a walk with me here, folks. So anyways, he keeps calling me. When are you coming? When are you coming? And then I said, okay, we're on our way down. So we get to the dealership. I said, Mel, fill the papers, I'll sign them. and we'll look for a car. We went out, we looked for a car. I said, there was another Cadillac. To take a Cadillac. Mel fills all the papers. We thought everything was cool, everything was good. I tell Mel, I got to talk to him for a while. Go out, get the car, because we were still in my rental car. I said, take the Cadillac, drive back to Beverly Hills, meet me at my place, I'll buy you lunch, and we'll turn in a rental car. I talked to the guy, and now I walk out to where my car parked. Now it's drizzling rain. I get in my car, put it in reverse, and there's a freaking car behind me. I go, why don't this fucking car leave, right? I get out of the car. Sewell and Bannister from the Organized Crime Task Force, or the Gangster Squad as it's known, all right? Holds his back, Mr. Spado. You know, we never bother you, Mr. Spado, but you know everybody in town knows you. We know you bought this car. It's fake. In the meantime, they got Mel in a car with other detectives. Here he is. He's handcuffed, almost crying, all right? And they cuff me, and they take us to the police station in Claremont. I'm going to say, it was not a big, they had like 5 cells. And they put me in a cell right next to where there's the guard has got a desk, okay? And now they take Mel out first, and they got Mel in the conference room. I could hear everything that's going on. This was a small jail. And they're checking out all Mel's credentials. And then you had to take, boy, this fucking guy, this is real. This is not a fake guy. So they had letters, so Mel walks out. He said, what do? I said, take the car and meet me in Beverly Hills. Now they pull me in. They said, we know you had this car. I said, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, how did you get the cars? Oh, those cars? I said, well, I met a guy while I was at the Holiday Inn, told me to get a car. I told him I had bad credit. He got the car. See, the one thing I was doing, I was making the payments on the car. So the payments were all up to date. All right? And the guy says, oh, how'd you meet the guy? I said, oh, it was one of those magazines, and he came and met me. What magazine? I made up one of those local magazines. And my God, what an ordeal. Mel still talks about that there. And another story Mel talks about, I went out, I had a score on something. I tell Mel, you gotta come with me. I said, pick up a cat. He says, a cat? I said, yeah. We need a cat. He says, for what? I said, we gotta check for wires and the alarms. That's how I think, folks, okay? I spoke a gallon. Yeah, if I spoke a gallon of prune juice, I wouldn't be here. Huh? Folks, I'm going to show you something you won't believe. It is right tucked away. And this is going to be my residence after I'm long gone. So, see that place right there? It's a theater. It's really not open anymore. Okay? Let me see if we can cross the street here without getting hit by a car. Okay? Holy shit. See, these cars don't stop, folks. Let's try to figure this out here. Okay? Because I'm going to bring you a place. I'm going to show you where Marilyn Monroe is. There we go. You got to be very careful here, folks. See, you never know. This guy making a U-turn could have hit me. Okay? So if you go further west, you come to the ocean, the Pacific Ocean. Huh? There we go. All right, let's see if this truck going to stop. You got junk, buddy. I got junk in here. Over there is Westwood Boulevard. That goes into Westwood Village. And that's where UCLA is up there, folks. So maybe if I got the energy, we'll take a walk up there. Okay? But you're not going to believe. Here we are. See, folks? We're in the middle of the city here. Right? Now, I don't know what to do with this movie theater. It still says I Pick Theaters. Honest to God, I don't know if it's open. There's so many movie theaters are closed nowadays. But there's a tavern. I never even knew it was there. It looks like a nice place. They're getting ready to open. But, folks, hang in here. You're going to want to see this. Okay? I Pick Theater. Let's see, I got walking over here. Hey, at least you folks today, I'm getting my walk in and everything today. It's a nice day. Yesterday was 84 degrees here. Today it's going to be about 79. There's a little breeze. Perfect weather. You see all that construction going down there? Look at, they got the whole road shut off. Okay, folks, we're going to walk up this driveway here. I'm here in northern Maine, 2 below zero. Oh my God. You never been here, DD Sim. Well, you got to make sure you're subscribed because I'm going to take you folks on more tours because you go to love it. And I love giving you folks what you love. And a lot of times I give you news updates, my idea of what's going on. And I got a really good one coming up. I'll be doing tomorrow probably. All right, folks. Here I am. Pierce Brothers Westwood Village Memorial Park. Here we are, folks. Would you believe that area that I just left? And here's a cemetery. And you won't believe who's buried here, whose remains. Somewhere in here is Natalie Wood. Okay? Another beautiful actress that left us very young. Okay? Good morning.
Good morning.
And people take their walk through a cemetery drinking their coffee. Okay? See all that noise you heard there? And now, just come back here. It's all peaceful, quiet. And take a look. Okay? There's Jackie Collins right there. Heather O'Rourke. Oh my God. I remember Heather O'Rourke. Y'all remember Jackie Collins? Take a look in here. Edward Langdon. A lot of famous people are buried here, folks. Now, for those of you who know your history, you know that Hugh Hefner loved Marilyn Monroe. Yes, he did. Let's see. Anybody I know here? Catherine Marshall. I don't know these people. Can't know everybody, could we? Sanctuary Tranquility. Oh, that sun feels good, I gotta tell you. Folks, here we are. Here's Marilyn Monroe. Boy, do you believe 1962, she's been gone that long. And look at, there's still people leaving roses here every day. Hugh Hefner died in 2017, but he wanted to be next to Marilyn. He paid $250,000 to have that spot, folks. He had the money, 250. All right? I'll let you know how far I walk when I get back to my car. Maybe a mile so far. I don't know. I could walk a few miles. Over here is a very good, dear friend of mine. All right, you've seen him in tons of movies. Ed Lauder, his name is. Where are you, Ed? Where are you, buddy? Gary Page. Where's Ed Lauder? I want to start, man. Somebody left their pruning thing here. Here we go, folks. Ed Lauder. Miss him. He was a dear friend of mine. Ed Lauder, if you saw the movie Patton, Ed Lauder was his driver. Scott, what was he, who played Patton? George Scott, was it? Ed Lauder was his actor. You've seen him, he played in a lot of detectives. Me, all right? People donating everybody. You know, folks, that's the thing. You got your choice at the end. Folks, this is a very expensive place. I think over here is where Dean Martin is. Where are you, Dino? Here he is. My friend, I knew Dean Martin. He was a great guy. All right, take a folks. All right, Dean Martin, folks. Now we're going to take a walk. You want to see Farrah Fawcett? And other stars? You know, I could go on, but we really wanted to spend the entire day, go over and look at each and every name that's here. And a lot of famous people. Here's Kirk Douglas. You all remember Kirk Douglas? He and his wife are right here. Louis Hyman, Sandra Moss. Huh. I've never seen anything blank before. Walter Matthau, remember him? There's where he and his wife are. Walter Matthau. Winkler. Erwin Winkler. Mickey. Mary Carroll. Young. A lot of youngs. Over here, Marvin Davis and his wife. Merv Griffin. You all remember Merv Griffin? Okay. And here's Farrah Fawcett and Ryan O'Neal. Farrah passed away in 2009. Ryan in 2023. Moscow. I don't know them. Oh, here's Marvin Davis and his wife. And folks, the one and only Rodney Dangerfield, right here. Rodney Dangerfield. Chuck and Ava Fry. That's a wrap. Now, folks, they got all different things. Okay, you can see that's the center of it, but you got things all on the outskirts over here. All right, depending on how much money you want to spend and what you want to do. Now, I'm going to bring you, folks. After I leave, you want to come and visit me? Here's the spot that I'm going to be at. I'm not going to have a big fancy thing like those others. Okay, I'm going to be cremated, by the way. Okay, but you see that blank spot right over here? Folks, I had to pay a few $1,000s just for this little thing. All right, would you believe that? That's where it'd be. Or Spado, the Hollywood fixer. Folks, what do you think? Should I put the accidental gangster or the Hollywood fixer? Tell me what you think. Please leave me a comment. I love to hear what you think about it. Okay? My friend Matty Mateo is buried here. That was the last funeral I came to here. Yeah, Matty Mateo, very close. He grew up in Hoboken, New Jersey with Frank Sinatra. He owned Mateo's restaurant on Westwood Boulevard. Depending how much money. See, folks, even in death, you need to spend money. But you know, I already paid for this spot. That's paid for. And, you know, you got to do these things. You got to prepare. Okay? Because, you know, we don't know how long we're going to be around. That's why I keep telling you, time is our most important asset. So do not waste any time, folks. Because that's more important than anything else. And people waste so much time. Thank you. The wolf says I'm cute. Thank you. Hi, Stacy. All right. Lions, Roger Hooper. God bless you, my friend. God bless you all, folks, for coming here on this tour with me on this day. You know, hate to bring up, it's such a beautiful day, folks. I wish you were all out here in this beautiful weather. How many of you are back east? I know you got freezing weather, you got snow, you got rain. I heard of a blizzard in North Carolina or something like that. It's funny how the weather changes. Look at a cemetery. You got these office buildings. Behind these office buildings is, and somebody asked, okay, what's the name of the cemetery? There you go. It's Pierce Brothers, Westwood Village Memorial Park and Mortuary. Well, let's take a walk. I'm getting a good walk in today. I want to thank you folks for coming. And if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Sons of North Carolina. Snow warnings in Miami? Are you kidding me? Oh, God. I don't remember it's ever snowing. Do I know Sal? I know a lot of Sal. Sal who? Folks, here we are. We're approaching Wilshire Boulevard again. For your information, Wilshire Boulevard, I think, is the longest street in Los Angeles. Goes from downtown all the way to the ocean. Thank you, D.D. Sins, for subscribing. I appreciate that. And folks, up there, all right, is the village of Westwood. All right, this movie theater. It's a beautiful village. And that's going to be, okay, another tour. I'll take you on the entire village of Westwood, all right, someday. I'm trying to come up with different places in Los Angeles that I haven't brought you people. I know you all love Beverly Hills. I'll be doing more of that, okay? Oh, DD, I got a lot of stories of the old days. Oh, my God. There we go. The guy raises his hand. He couldn't have fucking stopped. The light is red. Am I supposed to walk on red? They don't want to cross. I can't remember anymore. Or do I have to wait for the light to turn green? I forgot. Yeah, blow it out your butt. Yeah, folks, the Wilshire Corridor. Folks, leave me a comment. Tell me how much you enjoy this tour, okay? And you know what I was thinking of? Look at where that cemetery is located. You know, you think of all the cemeteries all over our country. I think they're considered sacred ground. I think that's what they call it. Am I right? Does anybody know? All right? Thank you, Lions, for subscribing. You think the day will ever come that they'll start building apartments and offices and homes above cemeteries? Thank you, Susanna. Gio Ferranti, how are you? You're going to the awards tonight, huh? I hope you enjoy it. Huh? Yeah, folks, there's not many in the middle of a city like that. Boy, I'll tell you. And look at the names of the people. That was just a few of the names, folks. All right? That I showed you. I could spend that time. If I showed you every single name there, oh my God. That's just happened to be where most famous people want to be for some reason. And a lot of those people that I just showed you name, they were friends of mine. I know them. Well, I'm going to be with them in the hereafter if there is one. I don't know. How do I know? Does any of you know? Is there life after death? I don't think so. I never met anybody. All right, folks. I'm getting ready to get back close to my car. I don't know what I'm going to do today. I don't need nothing at the store. I remember I used to have pasta every Sunday. It was like a religion. But, I'm a diabetic. And a lot of carbs in pasta. I love pasta, don't get me wrong. Okay, but I just don't like eating it all the time. There's too many carbs, and I religiously watch my sugar, folks. All right? And I stay active. You got to keep the brain moving, folks. Got to keep the brain moving. And that's how we survive. And that's how we stay around. Did you know that the brain contains more information than the internet? Did you know that? Yeah, I just did a short post on that there. I'm going to post it here on YouTube when I get back home. That is true, folks. Most people don't use their brain. Well, folks, look, help me out any way you can. And by subscribing, liking, and sharing, that really helps me out. It's the beginning of the month. February 1st. Can you believe it? Seems like it was Christmas yesterday. I got to tell you one thing, folks. As far as walking around, I love Beverly Hills much better. It's much better walking around there. More people on the streets and so forth. Very few people walk around here, and for good reason. It's dangerous, folks. It's very dangerous, this street. And cars don't slow down for anybody. They don't care. No. There are some people coming. They look like wearing masks. Who the fuck is wearing masks nowadays? Okay. They gotta be tourists.
During like childhood and college years a little.
Seriously, folks. Do you think those masks do any good? Huh? I don't think so. I heard that they don't. Yeah, folks, I'll never forget that day when the cops tried to grab. They grabbed my car, but they didn't get me. I fought the law, but the law won. Folks, you can't beat the law. Would you believe in California, they just passed a bill that they're going to tax all drivers per mile. Here in California, it can cost the average person up to $4,200 a day. It's not like our governor and our other politicians have robbed us blindly in this state to the tune of billions and billions of dollars. And now they want to tax us for driving. Can you imagine that? That's how ridiculously stupid people vote in California for these idiots. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. All right. You're supposed to stop on red, huh? Okay, now I know. It's about time I learned that. Oh my God. You know, I lived in this building when we had the earthquake, and I was in Palm Springs when it happened. When I got back, get to my apartment, above my sink, I kept in a cupboard, I kept a bottle of Fernet Branca. That's the only thing I lost. That bottle fell off out of the cupboard, and it fell right into my sink and broke. But thank God that was all the problems that I had. Wilshire and Selby, that's just fun. Now that hotel is called the Palomar. All right, folks. Thank you all for coming and joining me today. All right. God bless you all. As usual, all my love and respect. And please, do something kind for others. And like I said, I guarantee you, it will come back tenfold to you. Take care, everybody.